You don't fall asleep. Your brain pushes you under, every single night without asking permission. And while you're gone, something extraordinary happens inside your skull, something your waking brain could never do on its own. Here's the thing nobody tells you about sleep. It is not rest. Your brain during sleep is not quiet. In some stages, it is more active than when you are fully awake. So the question isn't whether your brain shuts down. The real question is, what is it actually doing in there? Let's start with how your brain gets you to sleep in the first place. Every hour you are awake, a chemical called adenosine builds up in your brain. Think of it as sleepiness in molecule form. The longer you stay awake, the more it accumulates. At a certain point, the pressure becomes overwhelming, and your brain starts shutting systems down one by one. First, your attention goes, then, your coordination, then, your eyes start losing the fight. That is not weakness. That is neuroscience. Now, here is where it gets strange. Sleep is not one thing. Every night, your brain cycles through four completely different stages, and you repeat that full cycle 4 to 6 times before morning. Stage 1 is the doorway. Your muscles twitch, sometimes your whole body jerks awake for no reason. That jerk is real and it has a name, the hypnic jerk. Nobody knows for certain why it happens. One theory says the brain misreads muscle relaxation as falling and fires an emergency correction. Stage 2 is where you spend most of your night. Your body temperature drops. Your heart rate slows. Your brain starts producing bursts of rapid electrical activity called sleep spindles. Scientists now believe spindles are directly linked to learning and memory protection. Stage 3 is the deepest place your brain goes. This is called slow wave sleep. If someone tries to wake you during this stage, it feels like clawing up through concrete. Your brain is almost completely offline from the outside world. But it is nowhere near quiet inside. Here is what those tiny workers are actually doing. In 2013, researchers at the University of Rochester made one of the most important sleep discoveries in decades. They discovered that your brain has its own dedicated cleaning system. It is called the glymphatic system. During deep sleep, cerebrospinal fluid pumps through your brain in powerful waves. It physically flushes out waste products that built up while you were awake, including toxic proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Your sleeping brain is running a biological dishwasher every single night. And here is the part that should concern you. The glymphatic system barely runs while you are awake. If you skip sleep, the waste stays. Night after night, it builds. But cleaning is only half the story. While your body is still in deep sleep, something else is happening in the hippocampus. The hippocampus is where short-term memories are stored during the day. Think of it as a temporary holding area. During deep sleep, the hippocampus replays your day's memories at high speed. It sends the important ones to the cortex for permanent storage. The unimportant ones get quietly deleted. This is why sleeping after studying outperforms staying up to cram. Sleep is not a gap in your learning, sleep is the learning. Now we need to talk about the strangest stage of all, REM sleep. Rapid eye movement. In 1953, two scientists at the University of Chicago discovered it almost by accident. Nathaniel Kleitman and Eugene Asarinsky were studying infant sleep patterns. They noticed the baby's eyes were moving rapidly under closed lids, and when they checked the brain activity at the same moment, it looked nothing like sleep. It looked like the baby was wide awake. During REM, your brain is almost as active as when you are alert and focused, but your body is completely paralyzed. Your brain intentionally disconnects your muscles, so you cannot physically act out your dreams. This is called REM atonia. When it fails, people physically act out their dreams in real life, sometimes violently, sometimes without any memory of it. And this is where dreams come in. Dreams happen mostly during REM, though they also occur in other stages. Your average REM dream lasts between 5 and 45 minutes, but you forget 95% of them within minutes of waking. The reason is that during sleep, the brain produces almost no norepinephrine. That chemical is essential for forming memories. Without it, dreams run through your mind without being recorded, like watching something on a screen with no way to save it. But here is what dreams might actually be for. Researchers at Harvard Medical School found that emotional memories are replayed during sleep in a modified form. Your brain doesn't just store what happened, it edits how much it still hurts. Sleep literally reduces the emotional charge of difficult experiences. This is why things often feel less devastating in the morning. Your brain processed it while you were unconscious. Here's something that will genuinely change how you see yourself. The person who went to sleep last night is not identical to the person who woke up this morning. During sleep, your brain trimmed neural connections that were no longer useful. It filed some memories permanently. It deleted others completely. It adjusted the emotional weight of things that happened to you. The waking version of you inherited the result. You assume you are the same person. But how would you ever know for certain? And then there's the question science still cannot fully answer. Why do we sleep at all? We have strong theories: glymphatic cleaning, memory consolidation, emotional processing. But no single unified explanation has been proven to cover all of it. Sleep researcher Matthew Walker called sleep the single most effective thing you can do for your brain. But even he acknowledges the full picture isn't complete. Every night you close your eyes and vanish. Your adenosine clears. Your glymphatic system runs. Your memories reorganize. Your emotions get recalibrated. Your neural network gets pruned. And somewhere in between all of that, you dream. You return to consciousness in the morning carrying only what your brain decided to keep, and you call that waking up. But maybe it is something stranger than that. Maybe every morning is not a continuation. Maybe it is a reconstruction. Here's what I want to know from you. Do you dream often? And do you remember them? Tell me in the comments, because the science of who remembers and who doesn't is genuinely fascinating. And if you want to keep learning things about yourself that nobody taught you in school, you know what to do.